This work can be very challenging. We should be working to put ourselves out of business. And unfortunately, there are more and more and more schools that call us every day with needs that are not being met for children in our region. But we're not going to stop. In the beginning, Little Bit was a grassroots movement to make sure kids had what they needed: coats, hats, shoes. Those things we call the essentials. Initially, it was about filling the gaps, and now it's about trying to change the trajectory of a child's life. We began a campaign to make sure that we built children's home libraries. From books, we've gone on to STEM programs. So you'll see us continue to expand those things in the education realm that will help support the education that children are getting in the classroom.
Our wonderful volunteers, Kelly and Meg, are here helping today, as usual. We are doing our weekly boutique visit.
Good morning. Good morning.
We are 100% free and reduced lunch. A lot of blue-collar families working to make ends meet, and unfortunately, one little hiccup and it's hard to provide clothing and it's hard to provide food.
We definitely want to see the highest or most emergent needs students first. Once we move into the colder months, October, November, we'll do a real big push for coats. We do house some gently used items, as you can see in our boutiques. We really strive for equity in the schools to have those students on a level playing field so they can just focus on learning.
And I love your pink outfit.
How old are you? So cool.
You're 4. Are you into preschool here?
I've done a lot of other volunteer opportunities, but I love the hands-on, and I love getting to interact with the students and really kind of see the joy that Little Bit brings to them.
I've been volunteering with Little Bit since it was a closet at CBC High School. And then when I left the corporate world 3 years ago, I took on a school full time. I really like these on you.
Meg and Kelly and Sarah are phenomenal to work with, and Meg and Kelly have been here since we started here, and they are able to, develop relationships with our kids. You can see just how much they engage with them, and they'll remember if they've had a student from last year, they're like, "Oh, I remember you from last year."
It fits.
We have a winner, don't we?
And at times they've come to me and said, "Hey, Sally over here said this, can you check in with her and the family?" And so I'm able to follow up with that. You came in promising so many wonderful things, and not only have you done those things, but you've superseded those expectations. Students are able to have clothes to come to school, and I know that sounds very basic, but I've had parents call me before the Little Bit was here and say, "I'm sorry, we can't find shoes. We can't get to school today."
Good morning, young man. Who do we have here?
This is Jackson.
Hey, Jackson. Welcome back.
This is Sarah.
And just pull that right off, and we're going to check the size here.
I'm so happy.
We'd love to hear that.
I'm in the homes a lot, and I'm able to identify needs. So for me to be able to say, "You need clothing," I understand that, and guess what? We have a solution for you. I've had parents in tears.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, you are so welcome.
I feel like you're wrapping around our district and our community.
We realized that it can't just be coats. Food insecurity was a big issue that came through during the pandemic. With our 11 food markets in partnership with the St. Louis Area Food Bank, children have the opportunity, as well as their families, to get eggs, cheese, butter, milk. We also have recipes to make sure that they know what to do with some of these items. So our health and nutrition area continues to grow.
Food insecurity is a big problem in the communities that we serve. Not necessarily just having the food, but having access to healthy food. So we have apples and eggs and milk and cheese and stuff. And I think the closest grocery store to this school in particular is maybe 5 miles away, which might not seem like a whole lot, but transportation is a big issue too, because if you have to walk, you can only buy what you can carry. Everything's totally free. I just want them to feel comfortable just coming in here. I try to give them their space so that they don't feel me breathing down their back. We had the news here. She interviewed a mom a couple weeks ago, and she was talking about how much she loves and appreciates this. When she was a child, she remembers she would be in school and she would sleep or she would cry because she was hungry because mom just didn't have food. But now her daughter's school has this, and it really helps a lot. And it was really powerful for me. I was like, that's why I do this.
Yeah, y'all just keep doing what you're doing, and God's really gonna bless you guys, because what you are doing is not in vain.
For the families that can't get out or get services, I come and pick up little grocery items and deliver them to them every Thursday. So this is kind of my primary source. We do have a lot of students that come in and they're in dire need of extra services, extra meals. This is a highlight of my week, because growing up, I see myself in a lot of the students here, not knowing where that next meal is going to come from, while my goal is to make sure every student in that building has something.
In order to make sure that children have the future that we imagine for them to have, we really are focusing on college and career readiness. We're one of the only organizations that starts talking about careers at the elementary level.
Everyone has a purpose in their life. Within your purpose, you have people that you're supposed to touch and supposed to impact. And if you do, they can change everything for everybody. But there's so many people whose lives are cut short, so that impact is never seen. We had a student at Sumner who was recently killed to gun violence. It happens more often than people know, because the name come across the screen or across the news. It's just a student or a young man or a young woman that was shot and killed today. But those students, there's just so much potential that they were never able to see for themselves, and how great they truly were. So a big part of my job is to give students those opportunities, give students that access, give students the information. I want to show kids just how great they are to them. You know, I can see it, but I need you to see it for yourself. So we're not coming to save anybody. We just want to help.
We're the first SLPS high school in the district to have a little bit. We did STEM lingo last year, which was amazing. William pushing into our classrooms and teaching lessons with our kids and getting them prepared for interviews, getting them prepared for internships.
How y'all season going, bro?
It's going bad right now. I ain't gonna lie.
You hear about some of the stuff we doing coming up?
Nope.
So check this out. We got the What's Next Fair coming up. The What's Next Fair is a college and career program we do over at Harris Stowe. It's gonna be on November 3rd. I'm inviting a whole bunch of students here to come.
Oh yeah, make sure you invite me.
I got you. Anything you need from me, man?
Yeah, just a couple things.
I got you. Okay, we'll probably wrap that more off camera.
All right.
Is that cool?
Yep.
All right. Word.
And what ties this will together is making sure that children are well and that they have family support. So we were able to bring on case managers, finding out what is it that we can do to help you attach to services that can help change the trajectory of your family's life, which helps to change the trajectory of our students' lives.
Sometimes it can be taxing being the only person that can deal with some of the things, but to have somebody like William and Johnny to connect to our families in school and out of school, that is amazing.
You gave me 4 referrals last week, and so out of the 4, I was able to actually contact 3 of them. So 3 families have already been scheduled for intakes. I actually had one this morning before this actually started. Everything that Mom disclosed as a need, I know for a fact that we can meet. We need to get her stable housing. Family's in a shelter currently, so we're gonna work on that. Top priority is shelter and food. I always tell my families, I'm not here to judge your circumstances. I'm here to help you identify the need and help you break down those barriers preventing you from the success that you're trying to obtain. This type of programming would have changed my mother's trajectory, I feel like, had she had an agency so supportive and holistic like the Little Bit Foundation that literally can meet any need that you bring to the table. I am the clients that we serve. We're all kind of like a paycheck away from that.
This whole child model represents our version of the village, wrapping all of our services around our students. And that's where people like you come into play. If it wasn't for you, we could not meet the needs of the 47 schools, of 14,000 kids that we serve. This is what we are hoping helps to change the trajectory and the lives of our students forever.